friends, welcome to Benchmark Boutique. I'm Cassandra and I'm happy to be crafting with you today. Today we are going to be making the Duck Silly Goose pop-up card. This is a great all occasion card. It is so much fun to give someone with that little pop-up surprise. So without further ado, let's get started crafting.
Here is the card in action. How wonderful. Okay, let's work through the print and cut portion of this project. Slide the card base off. We're going to print just this page. So we're going to go to the print and cut selection. We're going to tell it print. Double check all your settings. You should not be seeing any of the red lines printing. It should just be the visual elements. Send it to your printer. Once it's printed, go to the send panel. And you should see these red lines. These are what's going to cut. When you go back in the design studio, you can see some, but not all of them. The score lines are put in as invisible. If I come over here, I can change the color. Let's pick a black. There you can see them. I'm going to undo that because we don't need it that way. So if we ever decide to make another version of this, they don't accidentally print on the print page. We're going to go back to send. There we have our red lines that are going to cut. We're going to check to make sure that we're using the right material, the right blades, everything's set up right. When it is, we're going to tell it send. There's my machine on my Cameo Pro cutting out mine. And you can see her just chugging along. She's a wonderful machine, and I really enjoy working with her. And once everything is cut, I did cut this on cardstock and printed it on cardstock. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to the design panel. I'm going to turn off the registration marks, slide the visual elements off, and put the card base back on. Send the card base to the send panel. Go ahead and load your cardstock onto your machine and cut it out. The tools I'm using are adhesive foam tape, a bone folder, scissors designed to cut adhesive material, and a glue pen filled with Elmer's glue all. Make the front of the card, we're going to first fold the card base in half, give it a nice crease with the bone folder, and then we're going to take those visual elements that we have cut out of our silhouette machine, and we're going to start by gluing the front pieces on the ducks. These scissors are wonderful. They have a curved blade and they have a special coating that help them cut through nonstick materials without gumming up the works, and I really like them. Um, they're very powerful too. I've tried a lot of scissors, and so far these are my favorite ones for working with foam tape. We're going to fast forward because you don't need to watch me put every piece on and peel the back off. The little blue bin that I'm putting the scraps in, it's a little recycling bin. I like to stay tidy as I work. You can find it on the Silhouette Design Studio if it's something you're interested in. And now let's make this pop-up mechanism. Notice that there are score lines here. I am doing a mountain fold on mine. You can also make this design with a valley fold. The reason I am doing a mountain fold is because when I mount it to the inside of the card, I'm going to mount it head down. So when it pops up, it's going to be towards the top of the page to leave plenty of space for the card giver to write their message. If you do not like that look, which is like this, and you can do a valley fold and put it into the card where the goose is heads up. And then you'll have a slightly different look for that pop-up mechanism. There's not a wrong answer. It's what works for you. And here we're going to sort of measure twice, cut once. We really want to make sure we're gluing this in properly so that the pop-up mechanism works the way we want. So I'm taking my time, figuring out the angle that I want it, the goose to sit at, making sure things are lined up, that the tab is available to hold the glue, and that when I close the card base, that everything is going to line up and it's not going to be over the center line, and that the other piece will be able to attach to the other side of the card. So far, so good. I'm going to hold my goose right where she needs to be, open it back up, going to fuss with it just a little bit more. Again, measure twice, cut once, or in this case, place your materials a couple times, ensure it's where you want it, and then glue. So there, I'm satisfied with how that's working. Give it a little test. And now I am ready to glue. I'm going to hold it down. I'm going to find my glue pen, and this can be tricky because you don't want to lose your spot. Hold that. And here's our glue pen. Doing my best to unscrew the lid without scooching that card around. Sometimes that can be the trickiest part. I tried it with the tip off and the glue dried so fast that it just didn't work out with my particular glue pen. So I do keep the lid on, and that lid has a little needle insert that goes inside the hollow tube to keep it clear, but it can be a little fussy. All right, here we go. I'm about to get that lid off. All right, so now I'm going to glue it down. And you really want to be careful as you place your glue. You want your glue to be just right. Too much glue and it's going to be sloppy and ooze out the sides, and that can cause components of the card to stick and interfere with its ability to do the pop-up. Not enough glue and it won't stick to the card base. And then again, that can mess with the mechanism. So you want just the right amount of glue where that whole tab is thoroughly coated, and we're going to put glue on the second tab. Now, the trick is to fold the card onto the tab so it can have the optimum placement and not bend it to your will. So ensuring an even distribution of glue, not too much, not too little. Fold the card in half, give it a good press, really press it. Give it some time to dry, just a couple seconds, usually is all it takes. I'm going to hold the tabs down because that glue is still fresh. And there I go. My pop-up mechanism is working and I have a functional card. Before I open and close it too much, I am going to let time pass and let it dry a little more. And now that time has passed and everything's dry, there we go. Once again, the card in action.
I had a great time crafting today. I hope you did as well. I hope you enjoy this really fun pop-up card. Until we craft again next time, I'm Cassandra with Benchmark Boutique.